Here with ATS, and in this demo I'm going to demonstrate Heroku to Force.com integration using JSON and jQuery, and of course REST. To start off with, I've created a very simple Java Spring application which I've hosted on Heroku. This application allows me to insert first and last names. Very simple. I've also, within this Java application, created another URL endpoint which takes all the data, runs a query of this data against the database, and displays it as a JSON object. So here we see that it's really just an object with an array of JSON objects, each one showing the ID, the first name, and the last name. Very straightforward and very simple. What I'm then able to do, of course, with this is to mash it up into a custom Visual Force page, as we see here. One other thing to notice is it is real time. So as I add a new user, that user automatically pops back up in my custom Visual Force page as well. It's very easy to accomplish this with Heroku and Force.com. This also highlights the simplicity and the power of both of our platforms. As I said, on the Heroku side, it was just simply creating a Java Spring application. On the Force.com side, I was able to accomplish this using two custom Apex classes and two Visual Force pages. So the first class does nothing more than really handle the REST integration. So this goes out, points out to the Heroku URL, which generates JSON, and returns it as the return value for that method. I've then created a custom controller, which, as I'm sure you're already guessing, calls that particular method of that class, gets the JSON string that's returned from Heroku, and simply sets it up here in a variable called content. Inside of this now, what I have is a custom Visual Force page that uses the Heroku REST controller and simply displays the content of that JSON string. So this right here shows the complete integration between Heroku and Force.com. However, it's not very visually appealing or stimulating, and this is where jQuery comes in. So what I've also created, as I've already shown you, is a custom Visual Force page which essentially takes that JSON string brought in by Force.com and then uses jQuery to display through it. So let's take a look really quickly at how that's done as well. So if I look at that page, what you'll notice is that all I'm doing is simply using jQuery to go out and grab the JSON from that Visual Force page, and then I have a nested function that simply loops through each one of those JSON objects, and for each object I'm pulling out the first name and the last name, and I'm dynamically building in an ordered list. In the first name and the last name is each element in the list item. Arguably, that's not very visually appealing either, but it does highlight the fact that I could then use jQuery as a powerful extension to do something meaningful with the data that I've now brought in from Heroku. So there you have it, integration between Heroku and Force.com using REST, JSON, and jQuery. If you feel that this is a demo that could be useful to you, or if you'd like additional details or help with it, feel free to reach out to me. Ryan Upton.